My sister's baby, you have to take care of medical partner team. They are like just like White House, you have to get
Johansson. Terminal down to the distribution.
It's fine. Not just singing, but really eight also. Down syndrome again movies. She has got this idea. What is
Okay, shall we start? Take the. I think can you please keep the devices away from you? Okay. So last lesson we did muscle contraction, skeletal muscle contraction. There's a small lesson to finish skeletal muscles. Then we can start new lesson. That is a type of skeletal muscles. Types of skeletal muscles. So with this lesson, we're going to finish this section. Then one more thing that we next week we're going to do this tute about the previous topic 3. That's a 7A. 7A is about the respiration. So those who are joining online, I will send to the group the PDF file. You can print and do it. So we're going to discuss some of the questions from this tute next week, as we have done 7A. Now 7B, last lesson we're going to do, and then we start 7C lesson today, right? Types of skeletal muscles. There are 2 types. So this depend on the activity. So these types are actually, it's in a one muscles. That's no exactly completely a separate type of muscles. We can see them in a muscle like this. So let's say this is a muscle tissue, and these are group of muscles now. Okay, now one is okay. Now you see this these 2 pictures. The organization of muscle cells. There are shaded one. They are less, and here more shaded type of cells, right? So then this depend on the activity of the person. Let's say this person so this is the person is involved in the fast activity like a sprinter. So usually he has to finish within a short time the task, but the person who is really doing this kind of a marathons, then he's actually running very slowly. I don't know how slow it's, but depend on the marathon, but still we can understand they are very fast and they are quite slow. So when they try to develop the trainings, their muscles appear like this. That's a marathon guy muscles, and this is a sprinter muscles. Now we can easily understand and remember these 2 different muscles, what kind of a respiration this person is doing during the activity. Sprinters, aerobic or anaerobic? Both. Basically, the like 100 meters, usually they finish in 9 seconds. 9 seconds. So then they need a lot of energy. Then less amount of oxygen they take. So 1, 2, 3, 4 maximum. The breathing rate is very less. So then they are doing more anaerobic. And these are doing aerobic. Then based on these two, we can now define the structure of the muscles. So then aerobic respiration need oxygen, and they have a lot of mitochondria. And here mitochondria is less. And the capillaries, and here capillaries, so that the muscles need kind of the blood supply. So these people, the capillaries are less, and these people capillaries are high. Right? So next one, there is another proteins like hemoglobin called myoglobin. So myoglobin can store oxygen. The myoglobin level is high because they can store oxygen. Just write it. Myoglobin store oxygen. So here myoglobin is less. Right? Then when they make the ATP is used up and produce ADP. ATP breaks down and produce ADP. Then they need a more phosphate group to combine with ADP. So then there is a compound again called creatine phosphate. This is high because they provide the phosphate to make ADP. Provide phosphate to make ATP. That's the purpose of creatine phosphate. And they have a high storage of glycogen, and they have a less glycogen because they can get the glucose from the liver. So because they have they need more storage glycogen in the muscles, and they have a less glycogen because glucose can get from other places, right? And the color of the muscle is red, and the color of the muscle is white. Okay, I made a mistake, but you didn't notice, no one. So capillaries should be high. Capillaries should be less. Focus and concentrate, right? When you are getting older, you have so much of work to do. I know that, but still you have to focus education. So they are called fast twitch and slow twitch. These muscles are called fast twitch. And slow twitch. And one more thing, which one is easily get tired? Which muscles? Yeah. So usually the typical word we use is we don't get tired muscles. We use a word, it's called fatigue. The fatigue is again, I think, French word. They call usually aujourd'hui je suis fatigué. Today I am very tired, so ne pas travailler, I am not going to work. That's French, right? Fast fatigue. That's how French people talk. And less fatigue. That's all about fast twitch and slow twitch muscles. So if you know anaerobic, then you can build up these things. Aerobic, again, you can build up these things. A slow, slow fatigue. Creatine phosphate. That's a phosphate, like a phosphate group, yeah. Provide phosphate to make the ATP. This one, creatine phosphate, people who are doing workout in gym, they also take a supplement to produce ATP quickly. So why is it? The Olympus. So that's a fast twitch and that's a slow twitch, and they are red color and that's more white color. So
why do sprinters have higher glycogen?
because they need to use glucose. I mean, anyway, anaerobic respiration starting is glucose, but I think I'm thinking this way now. They have a capillaries, so then there are two places glycogen store in the body. One is liver, other one is muscles. So during aerobic respiration, the liver glucose can also break down and provide glucose to the muscles. Okay, there was a nice scientific article in one of the, I think 3 or 4 years back, with the aging, after around 40, the amount of white muscles decrease, the muscle mass start to decrease. So then with the people getting older and older, their activities, fast activities decreasing. So they cannot do because the white muscles are decreasing. So then they cannot do fast activities, even they cannot build muscles, and the muscle mass is decreasing. So that's kind of the one type of factor we can see as getting older, the muscle mass decrease. Okay, now with this lesson, we actually finishing 7b. Yeah, 7b, 7a is the respiration, 7b is we're going to finish. So what is left is 7c, right? Not finishing 7b, we have to still learn about the heart muscles and small part, right? So after this lesson, there is a lesson called homeostasis. But homeostasis is a little bit of a strange at this point, but I will bring homeostasis to the 7c, because 7c is, we're going to learn about the kidney and homeostasis. So I don't know what reason they included kidney to the syllabus, because you have learned, I think, almost everything about kidney in O levels, IGCSE level. Yeah, human biology is quite advanced. Mostly things are there. I mean, anyone did human biology? Okay. Yeah, again, human biology you learn, and biology also learn kidney. So I don't know what reason they included this kidney. Nothing much to learn in kidney. I mean, we have something to learn, but we can finish quickly about kidney and homeostasis. So then I include homeostasis here. So I think it's better to include the reproductive system instead of kidney. Then I will skip the homeostasis, and the basic homeostasis goes to the kidney, and now we going to learn control of heart rate and breathing rate next lesson. Control of heart rate and breathing rate is the next lesson. Okay, so before we're going to learn the heart, that's the first thing we're going to learn, the heart, control of the heart rate. I think one important thing that we're going to learn in the future, coordination, how actually the impulses pass along the nerves or muscles, right? So impulses is actually electrical current. It's a tiny electrical current, and always the nerve cell or muscle cell membrane, right? Nerve cell or muscle cell membrane, they are maintain the voltage difference outside and inside. Right, so it's a voltage difference mean kind of the charges, they have the different charges outside and inside which make the potential, right? So then we call the change of the potential is depolarization. The potential change is depolarization. So after depolarization, then it can make a current because the charge is moving. So when charge is moving, it's actually the current. Then later, this back into the normal place, we call it repolarization. Then again, there is a baseline current, that's a repolarization. So heart muscles, skeletal muscles, and muscles and nerves, they can do this kind of a thing, the excitability, depolarization and repolarization. So then we're going to learn this in detail in the nerve system, but what is important to know about these two words, heart muscles are myogenic. Heart muscles are myogenic. So what's the meaning of myogenic? So I will explain like this. So if you take animal, rat, so then we cut the heart of the rat and we take it out. Then we attach this heart to a kind of a system. It can bring the fluid and take the fluid out, the machine, right? Then the heart beat outside of the body. It doesn't stop. Heart start to beat. So this is not forever because we cannot provide all the nutrition and we cannot make the same condition as a body. Then after maybe a half an hour, maybe hour later, stop. So that means heart can beat without nervous system. When we remove the heart, nervous system is no longer there. So it's a bit of independent, it's beating. That's called myogenic, right? So it's basically called heart muscles can depolarize without external stimulation. That's the myogenic nature of the heart. Then can you write under this? Heart muscles are myogenic. Heart muscles are myogenic. That means you can write heart muscles can depolarize. Heart muscles can depolarize without external stimulation. Okay, let's see where is this depolarization property or myogenic property exactly starting in the heart. That means heart can contract and relax. That rhythmically it can contract and relax rhythmically with certain beats per minute. It's average like a 60 to 70 beats per minute. Heart can always beat. Right? So that resting heart does not need external stimulation, it just maintains the beat, right? So now we see how it actually generates in the heart. I'm just showing you the structure of the heart, like basic structure of the heart. That's so these are the atria and these are the ventricles, right? Now all the structures are made with the cardiac muscles, right? So all muscles are cardiac muscles, and here when we take the septum, this is the septum of the heart, and there is something here which is called a sinoatrial node, SA node, right? Now SA node is the one actually depolarize and repolarize rhythmically, because we don't want to learn how it happened because of spontaneous ions going in and out of the cells make this depolarization and repolarization. So it seems that the life is here because it stopped, everything stopped. So that's a place, tiny place. These are specialized muscles. They can do rhythmically repolarization and depolarization. Right? Then when it does this depolarization, then it need to pass to the other side of the heart. Right, so then there is another group of specialized muscle cells organized like a line, like this, and it ended up here, and this place is called AV node, atrioventricular node. And from here, there is another connection through the septum. It's actually going this direction and then going like this. And the other one is also going like this. It goes to the left side. So this is a conduction system of the heart. And this is called bundle of his, and these are called Purkinje fiber. The direction is this way. So this is the conduction system of the heart, which is made by specialized heart muscle cells. Rest is the heart muscle, cardiac muscle cells. Then rhythmically, SA node make the depolarization and repolarization, and we'll see how it spread and how it coupled with the cardiac cycle later. So can you draw this picture? Going in a marathon is healthier or than a sprinter? It depends on the purpose. So if you want to reduce the body mass, it's aerobic respiration is aerobic type of exercise. So for example, elderly people, it is better to do the aerobic type of exercise than anaerobic. For young people, it's okay to have an anaerobic type of respiration like activities. Okay, can you write it down now for this diagram? Number one. A group of heart muscles. A group of heart muscles. A group of heart muscles. A group of heart muscles is specialized to make the conduction system of the heart. Conduction system of the heart. To make the conduction system of the heart. Second one, SA node. SA node is the pacemaker. Is a pacemaker which rhythmically depolarized. Okay, now when depolarization take place, what's exactly happening? The depolarization waves going to the both atrium. So because if you look at the original diagram of heart muscles, they are branched. That means all muscles are interconnected. Right? So then this depolarization wave can spread across the atrium, both atrium. Right? Understood? Right? The depolarization start here, then all heart muscles are interconnected, then they can spread to the whole atrium. Okay, then second one, can you write the second one? The depolarization waves. The depolarization waves are spread across both atria. This leads atrial systole. Third one, the depolarization also transfer to AV node. That's this one, right? Transfer to the AV node. Number 4, AV node acts as a relay station and it delays the depolarization passing to the bundle of His. Okay, now did you think that why the depolarization not spread to the ventricles? No, I mean, if the atria, it's going to the atria, then it can jump to this place. Not enough. Actually, not the potential difference. So it's because of this. So if we cut along this line, and we can see like this, that's the ventricles of the heart, and that's the wall. So this wall has a insulation, a fibrous ring around it that is insulate from the ventricles down. This side is atrium. So between atrium and ventricle there is a fibrous ring which insulate. That means they cannot go cross this from this place. Amazing design. Who decided actually? So it make the pathway from this. Now why delay here? There's a small delay, very tiny delay. No? So why it delays? Imagine that signal is atria, the same speed, it's also going to the ventricles. Then ventricle is also contract at same time with the atrium. That doesn't work because first annular cardiac cycle, first atrial systole, then ventricular systole happen. So that's why it delays here a fraction of second, and then after ventricle atrium contract, then signal is going to the ventricles, then ventricle contract. So what did you write in fourth? The atrial systole, right? We wrote about atrial systole here. Fourth one? No? Okay, relay station. Okay. Okay, then you write to the same place. This is important. This is important. To complete the atrial systole. Then the fifth one, then depolarization pass through bundle of His and Purkinje fiber to the ventricles. Then ventricular systole to the ventricles. Then ventricular systole takes place. Ventricular systole takes place. Okay, now the cycle is finished because this again back into depolarization, then whole heart going to the diastole. Because no contraction, that's diastole. Okay, now the most of the time we want to find the kind of a problem in the heart. Because as you learn from unit 1, cardiovascular disease is one of the biggest problem among people, and it's getting higher and higher. So I have seen today there are more than 5,000 patients have registered in the National Hospital Colombo for heart surgeries because they have to be in the waiting list. And the waiting list, let's say the last one registered, 5,001, he has to stay 4 years in the waiting list, 4 years. Yeah, definitely. So if you stay 4 years, I mean, definitely will die. Because most of the times, the problem is the CHD, coronary heart disease, block of the coronary artery. So most cases we do bypass surgery or stent. So bypass surgery, I think, I'm not sure 100%, the private hospital cost is maybe 1 million surgery, the cost, total hospital cost. I don't know, it depends on it, more maybe depend on the complication cases, but National Hospital is free of charge. So then it's only one hospital, but imagine the other hospital in Sri Lanka. So it's a cardiovascular disease, 18 million people die in the world, and it's getting higher and higher now. because of the lifestyle and many risk factors, stress, lack of exercise. And Nilain asked, what is the best to do, aerobic or anaerobic? I think whatever you can do, it's fine, because especially for the elderly people, young people, no issues. You can do any exercise, and its problems start after 40. That's called naughty 40, because it's a bad age. So the main problem is food and lack of exercise. Why lack of exercise? No time. Why no time? Because they are busy. Some people have to spend time on transport and traveling like things work. So if you make a habit as your young age to do some kind of exercise or sport, that actually help to keep at least like the friends you can go to play badminton. I mean, fun, not not as a game, but like that. It's so no one is doing here, right? Anyone is doing sports? Basketball, athletic. Yeah. Others? All are doing. Not doing. That's a nice fun game, no? At least you have a fun at least when you're playing it, right? Cricket. I don't have anyone to play, so I don't do sport, but I go for jogging. Like, I mean, hard to find someone to play badminton. There are enough courts around close by, but it's other. If you want to find someone, it's busy. I think the best exercise to burn calorie, the game is badminton, because if you play 1 hour, you will feel it how hard the sweating. But other games like table tennis, no, it's like only not much actually the move in the body. But badminton, you are moving the body at least for many movement within a short time, and it's also fun that you like to play it. Cricket, we need the team. Football, we need the team. Other games, we need the teams. Best is like a badminton like things, right? Okay, that's end of the things. And now if we want to find the problems in the heart, for example, the irregularities of this pacemaker. Pacemaker is not doing properly. That's one thing. And heart diseases, coronary heart disease. And sometimes there are other diseases like the heart getting enlarged, bigger heart like things. Because when the ventricles, the left ventricle is not enough pressure to pump, then heart exhaust and try to get in bigger. So now we need a method to find all these things without cutting or opening the body. And somehow we can manage it, because this depolarization, tiny electrical current, is like a 0.2 to 0.5 milliwatt. This current is spreading not only to the heart but also to the outside, that through the skin and muscles of the chest, this area. Then people develop tiny electrodes to place different places, and they're going to measure this the voltage across the several electrodes, how it passes, and they develop a method called ECG, electrocardiogram. So electrocardiogram can useful to measure many things without opening up the heart or without making kind of images or any other method. It's very easy. Just place the electrodes while patient is lying, and they can see in the machines how this voltage change over the time. That's called ECG. So let's see how this ECG patterns and how we can useful it, and how it match with the cardiac cycle, with the pressure and the volume of the heart. Okay, so first thing, I'm not going too much details for these diagrams because you have learned this AS level. The cardiac cycle you have learned like this: atrial systole, and then ventricular systole, and then diastole. That's the left ventricular pressure. And the volume, volume is, so volume goes like this, and then decrease, and then like this. It's a filling, right? So then it start to fill. That's a volume, and that's a left ventricular pressure. Now ECG we can add to this place, and we can see it like this. So that's a atrial depolarization, and so it looks like this: P, Q, R, S, T. So we have the standard letters for this one. Now what you see, P is the voltage. That's the voltage, and that's the time in millivolt. Now P, this peak represent the depolarization of ventricle. QRS shows the atrial depolarization, and T is repolarization of the ventricle. So again, the duration of cardiac cycle is this, and duration of the ECG is also like this. So can you write new topic, electrocardiograms? Electrocardiograms. And draw this diagram. You donated the blood? What is? Check out. Okay, so can you write cardiac depolarization and repolarization. Cardiac depolarization and repolarization cardiac depolarization and repolarization also spread depolarization and repolarization also spread across the chest wall. This can be detected externally by placing electrodes at different places of the chest. And these voltage changes can be traced as ECG. So then you can write what is this things exact like. So then P wave, just write P wave, atrial depolarization. QRS wave, ventricle depolarization. T wave, ventricular repolarization. And you don't see here the atrial repolarization because this QRS is powerful, it masks the change here, so we cannot see it. It's going up and down, depolarize, repolarize. So we can't see it here because it's covered by QRS. Okay, now I will show you one use of this, the ECG. So for example, I will make the tute after we finish this section, and you will see typical calculation how we can do. For example, so if we have a one ECG trace like this, right? So let's say the duration. So as I told you, this is a time. This side is a voltage. And duration is 0.8 second. Right? Calculate the heart rate. Try.
VPM, right? Which
Yes, the unit is beats per minute. Anyone got the answer? Hmm? Yes. 70?
0.6.
That's actually 0.8 second, right? So maybe my mistake is second. So it's not 5, 0.8 second. Hmm? Hmm? Okay, let's. Now that's the one complete cardiac cycle, because this is the depolarization and repolarization, that it's represent one cardiac cycle, duration of one cardiac cycle. So then if you want to find a logical way of doing it, so duration to complete one cardiac cycle, it takes 0.8 second. It's a one beat. I mean, cardiac cycle is one contraction and relaxation, right? Then what we can expect in a 1 second is 1 divided by 0.8. And the heart rate we calculate for 1 minute, that is 60 seconds. Then multiply by 60 seconds, then you get the value beats per minute. How many beats per minute? Yeah, 75. So we can also calculate the total volume pump out of the heart per minute, right? So volume of blood pumped out of the heart per minute. So this is called cardiac output. To calculate the cardiac output, we need the amount of blood pump per Okay, just last thing to finish at when you can go to the control of the heart rate, right? So volume of blood pump out of the heart per minute is cardiac output, which is equal to stroke volume and heart rate. So stroke volume is volume of blood pump per beat. Per beat, and HR is heart rate. So cardiac output is stroke volume into heart rate. So usually we write it in DMQ. So this formula can be given in the exam or not given. Sometimes they ask to calculate some maths part. So better to remember, it's not a big formula to remember, like cardiac output, stroke volume into heart rate. Volume of blood pump per beat is the stroke volume.
later we have message. I love you so much.
Okay, now before we going to learn how the heart rate regulate, for example, resting heart rate is 75 beats per minute. This is done within the heart. SA node make this contraction and relaxation. But when we're doing exercises or other activities, heart rate should go up. Because heart rate should go up, the stroke volume is not much changing, because volume of blood pump per beat, it's more or less same. Unless you have a huge heart, then the volume is high, but mostly the heart, the size is more or less same of everyone, and the volume cannot change. Only we can change heart rate. So this change, cardiac output change. Right. So for example, the stroke volume is 50 cm cube, and heart rate is, if we go to 100 beats per minute, it's a 5 dm cube we can pump per minute. So before we going to learn the control of heart rate, we should know a little bit about the nervous system, because heart rate increase by the nervous system, brain. So we need to know how the organization of nervous system to the heart and to the whole body. So we coming to the whole organization of the nervous system. So the main part, the central nervous system is the brain. Central nervous system is the brain and spinal cord. Brain and spinal cord is a central nervous system, right? So usually in most of the diagrams we can see this as this, the brain and the spinal cord. And what is going out now from this, for example, like this, or from the brain, the blue color one is peripheral nervous system. So then nervous system divide into central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So peripheral nervous system communicate with central nervous system. Then the peripheral nervous system, this nervous system, again we have two units. One is motor, other one is sensory and motor. The sensory and motor neuron system, afferent and efferent. So one arm is going this way, afferent, and the other one is going this out, efferent. And this one is a motor neurons, and this one is a sensory. Now, so the efferent one is going out as the motor neurons, and autonomic. So the motor one is voluntary, autonomic is involuntary. This again we divide into sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system connected to the sensory part, and it's going back again. So this is the basic organization of nervous system, and one is going to this direction and one is coming out, and that's motor and autonomic. And autonomic one has sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system.
I'm going to destroy this device. It's in my hand, we have to.
So you can better understand how sympathetic nervous system work. It is a nervous system work when there is a flight or fight response. So always flight and fight response, the sympathetic nervous system activate. And parasympathetic, usually when we are relaxed and it's called relax, fed and relax. So heart rate is normal, respiratory is normal, pupil is not dilated. So in this case, pupil dilated, heart rate increase, then respiratory rate increase. The body is preparing for fight and flight response. The sympathetic nervous system does. And this is parasympathetic, is the one which bring it down, fed. They work usually as a brake and accelerator of the car. So both in a balance, trying to make our daily the activities by controlling it. Okay, now let's see how this nervous system connect to the brain and the heart. Okay, so this is the brain. And this part is called, any names proposed? Okay, yeah, there are. We're going to learn brain in unit, topic 8 actually. So the spinal cord, and spinal cord connect to the stem of the brain, right? As a brain stem and the spinal cord. Here there is a place called, starting with M. Yeah. That part is called medulla oblongata, and it has cardiac center. Cardiac center, respiratory center, all located in the stem medulla oblongata, right? And now this is the heart, and that's a SA node, right? So I have to take a little bit out of this. This here. Okay, now the parasympathetic nervous system always going through the spinal cord, and that's come up, and here that the second nerve is going. So that's the first nerve is going, and then it going out, and it make a small, the structure close to the spinal cord called ganglion. A sympathetic nervous system is directly coming from the brain, and it's going here, and here it make a next neuron like this, nerve cell. So this is this is parasympathetic. Sympathetic nervous, and this one is sympathetic. So sympathetic nervous system always increase the heart rate, and this one parasympathetic decrease heart rate. So then they work together, because heart rate increase during exercise. After exercise finish, heart rate should decrease, then done by parasympathetic nervous system. So this work together in always all activities to bring the signal to control the SA node depolarization. So then SA node activity can increase and decrease. By doing that, they can increase heart rate, they can shorten the cardiac cycle. So can you copy this diagram? Done? Okay, can you write cardiac center, cardiac center, cardiac center located in the medulla oblongata, control the heart rate. Sympathetic nerves, increase the heart rate, parasympathetic nerve, decrease the heart rate. So if you can remember when you're learning about the nervous system, IGCSE level, this kind of a connection is called synapse. because two neurons join together and the synaptic transmission take place because of chemicals. The chemical release at various places. So mostly this chemical actually we're going to learn in the nervous system, but they use different chemicals, the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system, here and here, here and here, like this point and this point and this point and this point, they secrete different chemicals to activate it. So we will learn it in nervous system. I will not going to write it now. This is the main circuit which increase, after that they decrease heart rate. But the brain receive various signal to increase the heart rate, because this system cannot recognize directly whether they want to increase the heart rate or not. For example, if this person is going to do exercise, right, then there should be a signal coming to the medulla oblongata cardiac center from different place to give the command to increase the heart rate. So that the signal should come somehow in somewhere in the body to this place to give the message, මචං පොඩ්ඩක් heart rate එක වැඩි කරලා දියන් මෙයා exercise කරනවා. Somehow signal should come. So we're going to learn actually at least one or two things, how it works. For example, muscles. The person is doing something, muscles start to contract. Then the muscles start to contract, they have receptors, they send signal to the brain, the muscles are contracting, we need more oxygen, we energy, and increase the heart rate. And you know, when this happens, carbon dioxide level goes up. Because respiration increase, respiratory rate increase, carbon dioxide goes up. When carbon dioxide goes up, blood pH trying to decrease. Because carbonic acid form, pH decrease. Then chemical signal should come to this place. Now again increase the heart rate like that. So it's a multiple systems joining to this place, to the cardiac center. So they are coming from various places to activate when we are doing exercise. And exercise decrease, then signal decrease, then again stop. By again parasympathetic nervous system send signal to make it to normal level. So at least we have to learn one important thing, how the heart rate increase during exercise. So they are always asking in the paper one question, they are always asking based on that. There's another one never asked, but still in the textbook how it works. So we'll try to learn how the system actually operating when person is doing exercise. Then can you write regulation of heart rate during exercise? Regulation of heart rate during exercise. Now this is not only during exercise, any situation where the carbon dioxide level goes up in the body. So what would be other situation carbon dioxide increase in the body without exercise?
The person is weak.
Yeah. But
Submerged underwater.
yeah, like in the water swimming, yeah, swimming under the water. And you are very close to the fire. Like when there's a fire, oxygen is used, carbon dioxide is released. Right? So then the question can ask me in a hidden way. There's a person who is walking close to the volcanic area, and how his heart rate goes up. Otherwise, they ask, explain how heart rate goes up when carbon dioxide level goes up. It's a direct question. So mostly the question are based on any situation that the carbon dioxide level goes up, right? Then can you write, when carbon dioxide level increase in the blood, when carbon dioxide level increase in the blood, the blood pH decrease. So I think you can remember this carbon dioxide water. So it make H2CO3 carbonic acid, then it make H plus and hydrogen carbonate. So then H plus can decrease pH. This you learn in unit 1, carbon dioxide transport in the blood. So then pH goes down. So we going to learn it under exercise, but remember other situation can also decrease the pH, right? Next point you can write, this change is detected by chemoreceptors located in the aortic body and carotid body, aortic body and carotid body. So I will show you where these aortic body and carotid body located, and chemoreceptors are there. So these chemoreceptors located in this place, that's aorta, and aorta is branching like this. And it has another branch like this, and there's another branch like this. So this is the aorta and this is the carotid artery. This one and this one. Actually this is going as a one. And the chemoreceptors are located here and here. So these are chemoreceptors. So there's a location of chemoreceptors. One is carotid bodies, and that's aortic body. So that the name's given to this aortic body, and this too is called carotid body. That's chemoreceptors, right? Chemoreceptors, carotid body, aortic body, carotid artery, and aorta. So next week, please try to complete, including the unit 6, one question from the respirometer, and at least some of the questions you can complete and we can discuss, maybe not all, and some questions we can discuss next week, that you will study a little bit and revise, and then we will continue the next lesson next week, this lesson, how we actually, it works like how the signal goes to the brain and how heart rate increase, we can discuss next week. So please complete this tune. Okay, then that's the end of the day. So we'll see again next week, right?